हेलो एभ्रिवान सबैजनालाई गुड मर्निङ, गुड आफ्टरनुन एन्ड गुड इभिनिङ। तपाईँहरूले मलाई संसारको जुनै पनि कुनाबाट लाइभ अथवा रिप्ले हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर यर टाइम। र आज म फेरि मेरो 21 डेजको लाइभ सेसन लिएर आएको छु। त्यो रहेको छ बुक रिडिङ च्यालेन्ज हो। हाम्रो चाहिँ यो ग्रुपमा हाम्रो चाहिँ यो कम्युनिटीमा ग्रुपमा चाहिँ होइन आफ्नो पर्सनल डेभलपमेन्ट कसरी हुन्छ भन्ने कुराहरूमा चाहिँ फोकस गर्ने भएको भएर चाहिँ यस्तो च्यालेन्जेसहरू चाहिँ दिइराख्नु भएको हुन्छ एन्ड इट्स कम्प्लिटली अप टु यु कि यो च्यालेन्ज एक्सेप्ट गर्ने अथवा नगर्ने है। सो मैले चाहिँ च्यालेन्ज एक्सेप्ट गरेको छु र आज चाहिँ डे 11 भइसकेको छ र जसले पनि मलाई फर द फर्स्ट टाइम हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने चाहिँ यो मेरो बिजनेस पेज हो र मैले चाहिँ यो बिजनेस पेज चाहिँ रन गरिरहेको छु र मेरो आफ्नो परिचय दिनुपर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मेरो नाम रिना दवाडी हो। म ललितपुर नेपालबाट र मेरो प्रोफेसनको कुरा गर्नुपर्दा म डेन्टल हाइजिनिस्ट र पब्लिक हेल्थ वर्कर हो र अहिले चाहिँ म एज अ होम मेकर प्लस यो अमेजिङ अनलाइन बिजनेस चाहिँ रन गरिरहेको छु। तपाईँहरूलाई पनि यो बिजनेसको बारेमा जान्न मन छ, बुझ्न मन छ भने चाहिँ मलाई मेसेज गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ अथवा मेरो वेबसाइट छ www.rinadawadi.com मा गएर हजुरहरूले आफ्नो नाम र इमेल एड्रेस राख्नुभयो भने चाहिँ यो बिजनेसको बारेमा इन्फर्मेसन चाहिँ तपाईँहरूको इमेलमा नै आउँछ है त। सो त्यति भन्दै म आजको टपिकतिर जान चाहेँ होइन। मेरो बुक चाहिँ मैले पढिरहेको बुक चाहिँ यस्तो छ 21 डिस्टिङसन्स अफ वेल्थ भन्ने होइन अट्र्याक्ट अबन्डेन्स भन्ने बुक रहेको छ। सो आज चाहिँ आज चाहिँ डाइरेक्टली डे 11 मा गएँ है किनभने मेरो आज डे 11 नै हो। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट है त। अनि जसले पनि मेरो लाइभ हेर्नुभयो, मलाई सपोर्ट गर्नुभयो अथवा रिप्ले हेरेर सपोर्ट गर्नुभयो उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। र तपाईँहरूले कहाँबाट हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भनेर चाहिँ कमेन्ट गरिदिनु होला है, सो द्याट आई विल नो कि तपाईँहरू कुन कुन ठाउँबाट मलाई हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भनेर है त। सो आजको टपिक चाहिँ ड्वेलिङ इन नेगेटिभ इमोसन्स स्लो द फ्लो अफ अबन्डेन्स भन्ने रहेको छ होइन। सो पोजिटिभ इमोसन इन्क्रिज एन्ड एट्र्याक्ट अबन्डेन्स। सो द मोर पोजिटिभ वी आर द मोर इजिली वी पुल in riches, money, opportunities, and situations that match up with our feelings of being tremendously wealthy. Negative emotion in Negative emotion, in contrast, have the power to decrease and repel abundance, just as experiencing any positive emotion will turn up the volume on all the positive emotions. Experiencing on Experiencing any unpleasant emotions will result in your feelings many additional negative ones. Remember that thread connecting all the emotion levers on your switchboard. The more negative your emotional state, the more you will repel the abundance you deserve. Imagine that the flow of abundance is a creek filled with sparkling, clear water flow towards you. It's currently easily carries the water forward. Experiencing anger, sadness, fear, or jealousy is like dropping a big boulder into that creek. It continues to flow towards you, but its path has narrowed, and some of the water may be the direct elsewhere or be slowed down as it makes it way towards you. Dwelling in a continuous state of emotions is like dropping dozens of boulders into the creek, completely blocking the flow and forcing the fertile water to move in another direction away from where you are downstream. Negative emotions aren't just unpleasant, they are actually very destructive. They can affect your health, causing illness and making you is prematurely by putting stress on all of your body system. They can be so powerful that they draw you down into a paralyzed depression, blocking your flow of abundance completely. That this is why it's crucial to replace negative emotions with the positive ones. However, negative emotions do have some values. uh, they serve they serve to walk you up to harmful thoughts and behaviors that you need to be conscious of conscious of, so that you can deliberately choose to replace them with the positive beliefs and actions. Okay, Chilen. Once you have begun the habit of exploring your negative emotions and their origin, you will find that you have developed the habits of self enlist. You will have learned to tolerate the discomfort of feeling sadness, anger, jealousy, fear, or unworthiness, and to explore what the emotion teaches you. You will probably discover that the same hidden destructive beliefs keep cropping up in your mind again and again, creating those dark emotions. That's why I always say it's important not to be afraid of or ashamed of your negative emotions. They are a natural part of the life that can be avoided, although altogether, and they can be very beneficial when used as a tools for discovery and healing. It's only when you begin to dwell in negative emotion that you uh, slowing slowing the flow of abundance to the point where it's a mere trickle. To break out of a habit of dwelling in negative emotions, you must become aware of what you are doing to foster them. Let's say that you discover, as I did once many years ago, that your mind keeps clinging to the belief I am unworthy of love, joy, and prosperity. Obviously, these thoughts create the feelings of unworthiness, sadness, and lack. And I'm sure that if other expressed to you that impression of themselves, you would quickly reassure them that it's a false, ugly, and destructive belief, and argue them to discard the thoughts immediately. But it's hard to let go of these beliefs if they are deeply inguarded in you. The way to get rid of them is to recognize how distorted and damaging they are, and continuously choosing to replace them every single time you discover them inside you. When you say, wait a minute, I don't believe that anymore, you actually stop the automatic downward movements of the layers on your emotional switches. You can stop creating negative emotions. A little bit of poison can kill, and a little bit of destructive emotions or belief can crush your spirit and cause you to start to feel hopeless and powerless. And any and all of the positive emotions serves as a potential antidotes to poison of negative emotions. Construct uh, positive beliefs to replace your negative ones and affirm them, creating a positive emotions. As you do so, say out loud with a great feelings, I am a lovable, valuable person with a unique gift to share. With the words every day, affirm all your wonderful qualities. Maybe your negative emotions are based in negative belief, not about yourself but about the money and prosperity. You have probably heard the saying, money is the root of all evils, and it's easier for a camel to go through the eyes of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven. Maybe you were taught to distrust wealthy people and to feel guilty about having too much money. Because, of course, if you believe that there isn't enough abundance to go around, you have to be sure that you only enjoy your fair share of it and no more. But these beliefs are misunderstanding of great truths. The Bible actually says the love of money is a root of all kind of evil. It's referring to an attachment to achieving wealth in a very specific forms and being miserly and greedy. instead of expansive, loving, and generous. The verse about the camel refers to a pack animal loaded down with all the possession and wealth it feels it has to hold on to. When we are attracted to money, not seeing it as simply one form of wealth and sharing it generously with the world, we are like that camel clinging to our possession and wealth and afraid of losing them. Our fear and attachment blocks us from feeling happy and content. People who have a lack of money but are continuously experiencing emotions of fear and lack. What if I lose it all? What if there isn't enough of it for me tomorrow? Or anger and resentment. I deserve to have all this money and not share it or give it to anyone else because I have suffered. Eventually, drive away abundance. They may be able to maintain a lot of money for a long time, but the other form of abundance will dry up for them. They will be miserably with love, compassion, kindness, and understanding, which is no way to live. In contrast, people who don't have much money but who are regularly experiencing positive emotion because money magnets and wealthy in many different ways, they may not even they may not even desire a lot of riches because they prefer abundance in other forms. Right? There are nothing wrong with the wanting a yacht and there are nothing wrong with the simply wanting a plenty of time to sit on the dock, enjoying the sunset and watching other people's yachts pass by in front of you. What's the most important isn't the kind of abundance you have or deserve, but that you have a positive feelings about wealth in all the forms. Recently, a client of mine came to the conclusion that she would either rent a home in the neighbor where she wanted to live or buy a home in another community where housing prices and taxes are lower. Tremendous tremendous sense of abundance as she looked at her beautiful large apartment, the wonderful public schools in the neighborhood that she is able to send her children to, and the rich network of friends and family she has in her community. Leaving that all behind to gain equity in a house elsewhere does not appeal to her. She has abundance in her life as long as she experiences it and feels the power of that emotion. She will continue to attract riches. Maybe she will receive that the wealth in a form that will allow her to purchase a home her sorted in a certain neighborhood, and maybe she won't, but even if she does not, her abundance will serve her and make it easier for her to feel happiness. My client is even able to feel abundance despite having a significant debt, and she believes that by continuing to vibrant gratitude and wealth, she will eventually attract enough money to pay it off. She makes a point of not feeling negative about the money she owes, and instead of feeling positive about creating wealth so that she can continue to chip away at that debt. Negative feelings often surround debt, causing it in the first place, and then and then worsening it. Very often, people overspend out of a feeling of a lack, fear, and unworthiness. When they see that they have accrued debt, those negative feelings increase and they have spent even more. People often avoid facing up to and addressing their debt because they don't want to feel the guilt, shame, or fear they would experience if they thought about how much they are in the hole. In fact, creditors capitalize on these fears, although they know that their power to force someone to pay off their debt immediately is extremely limited. They recognize that the most people don't know that and won't research their right. They will just get scared and follow the and follow the creator's lead, feeling pressured into the paying more than they can handle. Many of my clients come to seeking advice on how to rid themselves of debt, and tell them that the most important thing to know is that you must let go of judgment and negative emotions about it. Only then can you create the positive emotions that will bring you the courage that will allow you to tolerate your negative feelings as you explore why you got into the depth. You can learn the lessons of your depth and then move on to create wealth, deal with what you owe, and put yourself back into the black instead of the red. The steps of getting the steps for getting out of debt are so simply observe तपाईँको negative emotions चाहिँ observe गर्नु होइन. You might feel guilty or for overspending अथवा भनौँ न angry because you have made a business decision that turn out bad for you होइन. So when you think about your debt, identify तपाईँको negative emotions चाहिँ identify गर्नु रे होइन, that surface and that are connected with your dark thoughts होइन. So if you are thinking I shouldn't have listened to my friend about the investment, or what will I do when that credit card or bills comes in and I can't afford the minimum payment, identify the negative feelings those thoughts are creating and reinforcing होइन. So फर्स्टमा त्यो भयो. सेकेन्ड स्टेप भनेको तपाईँको जजमेन्टलाई चाहिँ लेट गो गर्ने होइन. द प्रब्लम विथ द जजमेन्ट इज द्याट इट क्रिएट होइन, तपाईँको त्यो जजमेन्ट भयो भने चाहिँ तपाईँको डिस्ट्रक्टिभ नेगेटिभ इमोसन्स चाहिँ बढ्दै जान्छ होइन. सो डोन्ट तपाईँहरूको आफ्नोलाई चाहिँ त्यो कुरा इरेस्पोन्सिबल र फुलिस एक्सनहरूले चाहिँ डिसमिस नगर्नु होइन. सो डोन्ट कास्ट जजमेन्ट अन द अदर पिपल. द इन्डिभिजुअल you loaned money to who didn't give it back, the person who gave you bad advice, the customer who didn't pay his bills, and so on. It's not helpful to judge yourself or anyone else negatively. If you did something you shouldn't have, you will deal with that in a moment. For now, move on to the next step होइन. सो तपाईँको थर्ड भनेको चाहिँ तपाईँहरूको त्यो नेगेटिभ इमोसन्स र एक्सपिरियन्सबाट चाहिँ लर्न गर्ने होइन. तपाईँको नेगेटिभ फिलिङ्स मे हेभ बिन सो डिपली तपाईँहरूले हुन्छ नि बर्न, तपाईँले कुनै पनि केही पनि रिकगनाइज गर्नु नै भएको छैन अन्टिल नाउ होइन. सो अफ्टन दे आर रिप्लेस्ड बिकज दे आर सो पेनफुल टु द एक्सपिरियन्स होइन. सो तपाईँहरूले आफूलाई अलाउ गर्नु टु प्रोसेस होइन, त्यो सबै कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ प्रोसेस गर्नलाई चाहिँ अलाउ गर्नु रे होइन. एन्ड ह्याभ अ फेथ द्याट यु विल मुभ अन टु तपाईँको हुन्छ नि त्यो सबै सिचुएसनबाट चाहिँ तपाईँ मुभ अन भएर अगाडि बढ्नुहुन्छ. एन्ड इभन तपाईँले चाहिँ त्योबाट चाहिँ बेनिफिट पनि पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ बिकज त्यो कुराले चाहिँ तपाईँलाई धेरै कुराहरू चाहिँ सिकाइरहेको हुन्छ नि त. सो माई गेस इज द्याट at the root of your imbalance between spending and income are negative feelings such as भनौँ न lack, anger, unworthiness अथवा fear होइन. So you may have thought that these feelings could empower you in some ways है. For instance, many people mistakenly believe that anger, let's say, anger makes them stronger, and able to fight for what they need and desire. There's no need to fight to get what you want, and anger does not strengthen you. It will त्यो एङ्गरले चाहिँ तपाईँलाई विक बनाइरहेको हुन्छ भनेर भनेको छ, होइन? सो स्पेन्डिङ आउट of anger to get back at a spouse or to rebel against your parents simply त्यो कुराले चाहिँ तपाईँलाई नै हर्ट गर्ने होइन. सो बाई एक्सप्लोरिङ तपाईँको नेगेटिभ इमोसनलाई एक्सप्लोर गर्नुभयो भने यु विल स्टार्ट टु सी होइन हाउ दे डिन्ट क्रिएट द फिलिङ्स अफ एबन्डेन्स होइन, love, worthiness, and that you believe they could stare in you. And then you will start to see the behavior patterns you have been ignoring, patterns that you can change once you are aware of them. So decide to switch from the negative emotion the positive one switch on decide so choose a creative emotion to replace your negative one, and act now to create it. Switch तपाईँको emotion, होइन? Switching emotion is as easy as flipping on the light. Okay? I know that it may not seem that way, but there are many ways to switch your feelings almost instantaneously. You can say, I have enough of that feeling, or walk out of the room, take a deep breath, and tell yourself, this anger isn't working for me. What possible emotion would like to feel? Then you can start remembering an instant when you feel a positive emotions, or image, or imagine a scenario in which you would feel it. If you have trying to create abundance, remember that the time when you were enjoying a delicious meal with the friends and delighting in the companionship and good food, or imagine yourself living in a splendor and writing a huge check to charity. Let your imagination run free and see what imagine of abundance came up for you. As a scene plays in your mind, allow your feelings of abundance to rise up inside you. Don't let creators influence you to feel fearful or guilty, होइन? So number 5 मा भनेको चाहिँ act in accordance with your new positive feelings. Transform what you have of values into the payment for your debt. Work hard, come up with the new ideas and for generating money, and look up for the opportunities to create more wealth. Remember too that when you give value unconditionally, you will increase your wealth. Don't get attached to how much money you want to create, and when know your rights, look into loans, debt consolidations, and create credit management services which are low cost, or even in some cases free. Learn the lessons of your debt and accept the consequences. Get a second job, selling your position, move into a smaller home, or to do whatever it is you have to do to pay off what you owe and increase your wealth. But remember that whatever you do, it's important to create a positive emotions about bringing wealth into your life. Enjoy how exciting it is to make a payment on your debt and to see it being whitened down, so number 6 मा भनेको चाहिँ ask help if you हुन्छ नि, if you choose to do so, if you would like to approach someone to help you with your debt, be aware of the specific of your financial situation and begin by explaining how you got into debt, what you have learned from the experience, and how you have changed your spending habits. Remember that there's no value in creating negative feelings about owning money. Take responsibility for it and let the other person know what you have you would like him or her to do for you. Pay off the debt, loan you money, guide you in finding ways to increase your income, and get out of the red cousins of a loan and so forth. Be open and grateful. Be open Be open to and grateful for whatever assistance they can give you. If people can't find can't offer you anything of your value, not even understanding and encouragement, and instead of angry, judgmental, or resentful, accept that they have chosen to feel negative about your request, and don't respond by creating a negative feelings, है ना? So many people find it challenging to let go of negative emotions surrounding debt, such as a guilty or fear, but it does not have to be difficult task. If you face your situation and find out what your options are, it will be even easier to replace those negative emotions with the positive ones. Positive actions will enhance your positive thoughts and feelings. Talk to a credit counselor, negotiate a payoff, and accept that you have a black mark on your credit rating for now, and pay your friend back dollar ten uh, dollar ten a month of that, if that's all you can afford to put towards a large outstanding loan. If you want to ask someone if you want to ask someone for financial assistance, be respectful by taking responsibility for your money situation and changing your behavior so that you can improve it. Remember that wealth is a force. If you have headed in right direction, that force will help you to get out of debt. If you are still engaging in the same behaviors that led to the debt money won't help you in any lasting ways. Change internally before asking any others to come to your aid, and be forthright and honest with them about your finances. Remember that the people who care about you do want to help, but they want to be sure that they are not simply enabling you to continue with the same old pattern of thinking, feelings, and behaving that haven't been working. Do what has to be done to create a positive emotions about attracting wealth and changing your financial situation. Taking positive actions will help you to feel more positive about yourself. If you give value unconditionally, don't lose faith that the universe will respond with abundance. Notice that abundance you have already. Love, a close relationship with your spouse, a sense of accomplishment, new skills, and so on. Wealth in the form of money will come along too. Be certain that you are ready for it, and be patient. Whenever negative feelings come up, keep replacing them um, with the positive ones, and don't dwell in them. There are many specific techniques for switching emotions that I discuss in your destiny switch, but whichever one you decide on, make a habit of using them. Work the program described in the introductions of this book. The investment of just a few minutes in the morning is like consuming an emotional power drink that fuel me in the middle of the day. Reciting my affirmations keeps me aware of what my goals are, and reinvigorate me. And at night, it has helped me end my day with a positive notes, and I sleep well. Commit to the 21 distinctions of wealth program and see how effective it is. Whenever one so यस, आजको चाहिँ स्लाइडहरू अलिकति लामो लामो नै थियो है। सो तपाईँहरू कतिजनालाई बोरिङ लाग्यो होला। तर यो बुक चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रो बुक छ होइन। यसले चाहिँ तपाईँलाई होइन धेरै कुराहरू सिकाउँछ। म आज डे 11 मा पुगिसकेको छु र त्यो बुक पढ्दै गर्दाखेरि पनि कस्तो एनर्जी आइरहेको हुन्छ। अझ झन् त्यो अफर्मेसन्सहरू त्यो नोट डाउन गर्नु पर्दाखेरि चाहिँ झनै छुट्टै एनर्जी आउँछ होइन। सो यस तपाईँहरूलाई पनि यस्तै खालको होइन आफ्नो सेल्फ डेभलपमेन्ट, सेल्फ ग्रोथ होस् भनी चाहनुहुन्छ भने चाहिँ डेफिनेटली यो प्लेटफर्म चाहिँ तपाईँहरू एक्सप्लोर गर्नुहोला भन्दै म आजको लागि यही एन्ड गर्छु। ह्याभिङ सेड द्याट आज हाम्रो मिटअप पनि छ है। आइ एम सो एक्साइटेड। अब म मेरो यो लाइभ एन्ड गरेपछि चाहिँ म मेरो बिजनेस पार्टनरलाई भेट्न जाँदैछु। र म त्यहाँ गएर पनि म होइन यसरी लाइभ आउन मिल्यो भने म लाइभ आउँछु, नभए भने म भिडियो अफ कोर्स बनाएर म भिडियो अफ कोर्स पोस्ट गर्छु है। सो यस, आजको लागि त्यति भन्दै आई वुड लाइक टु एन्ड आजको सेसन है। सो थ्याङ्क यू फर वाचिङ, अथवा रिप्ले हेर्नुभएको छ भने पनि थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर यो टाइम भन्दै यो चाहिँ म आजको लाइभ चाहिँ यही एन्ड गर्छु। टेक केयर, बाई।